All right, so we are back with a bomb-sniffing dog who is an officer and his other officer. I'm not who's the top dog between the two of you, Dan?
Oh, certainly he is.
Dan Smith, and you and your dog Recon, you're with the Yavapai Prescott Tribal Police Department.
That's correct.
But your dog is not just your average canine officer. He has a real specialization.
He does. He's the only explosives detection dog in pretty much all of northern Arizona. So it's a really neat opportunity to be able to offer this service to not only the Tribal Police Department, but all the other surrounding agencies as well.
Because you do go around in Arizona to other agencies?
Correct. If needed, yes, absolutely.
Now, do you have other canines there at the Yavapai Tribal Police?
No, he is the first. He is the first canine. So in the history of the department.
Well, and so specialized. What do most, I think there's a lot of drug sniffing dogs
Yes.
because of the situation we are. What other kinds of things do canines do?
Oh, there's so many. There's, apprehension dogs that will go and look for, fleeing felons. They can track, they can find articles,
Lost people. That's true. They smell so much better than we do.
Absolutely.
Any
absolutely.
stats on that?
There's so many numbers out there. They smell obviously a lot better than us, and I joke all the time, if they could drive, we wouldn't have jobs. So.
I know they're smart. They can smell everything.
Correct.
Well, yeah, I've heard from 400 to 1,000 times, depending on the dog or whatever. And I'm sure the training probably helps too.
It does.
So, is this something that have you used him for explosives detection yet? Because you've been with him, what, a year?
Correct.
Like
yes, this current dog about a year. And yes, we've assisted Yavapai College in a detail, and we've assisted the Prescott Police Department in a couple of events downtown, the 4th of July parade and the Christmas parade, just making sure that nothing's there and everybody remains safe.
What kind of explosives can he smell? Because there's different kinds, I guess, right?
There's about 26 different odors or derivatives of those odors. So, everything from dynamite to, C4 and powders. And there's a wide variety of training aids that we use on a weekly basis to train with.
Wow. And inside things, he can find them if they're inside things.
Correct,
right?
yes.
Like I know the drug dogs, they put drugs in gasoline tanks. They try to, disguise them with licorice, whatever.
Right, exactly.
They find it, they can smell it. Well, would you mind giving us a little demo? We have hidden some explosive elements in the AZTV studio, just because we want to see Recon do some reconnaissance.
All right,
we
will. He's a passive alert, so if it's low, he'll lay down. If it's higher up, he'll sit and just stare at that object. So we'll go and we'll see.
All right, let's see if he can find it.
Come on, buddy. Good boys.
Well, good
and that's
work,
what he works
Recon.
for. That's his paycheck right there.
He loves his chew toy. Good job, Recon. Well, and he was absolutely correct. It was almost like he wanted to go there first. Like he could, but it's like, okay, no, I will follow my boss here.
Exactly. And we're looking for so many things, and it's probably hard to hear over the television, but the change in breathing and change in body behavior, there's so many things that we're watching. We're running these dogs. It's not just that he
comes sit down
sits,
or something.
Right. We're watching for all those precursors, if you will, prior to him.
How do they train you, Dan?
That's a work in progress. It's a 9-week academy that we go to with these dogs, where it's the dog and the handler, because everything we do is a team. It's not the dog, it's not the handler, it's a team. So, and that's through the Arizona Department of Corrections. They offer that training free to any agency in the state of Arizona. And so you go through that 9-week academy, and then it's a routine every week. We train. We put a lot of hours in with these dogs. They live with us, so there's a lot of work that goes.
Living with your partner, is that working out okay for you?
It does. So it does. He's a good dog.
Well, I think it's amazing. So there is a need, you think, around now in northern Arizona or Arizona, wherever?
You know, unfortunately, the way kind of times are going in the world, there's more and more, you know, need. And it's that old saying, it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So, you know, it gives a sense of security to be able to run a large event, you know, to be able to utilize it at the tribe, you know, for the resort and the casinos and any place else. If we get a threat or a suspicion, we can go, we can run the dog and eliminate very quickly if it is real or not, and get business back to normal.
Because we're talking prevention instead of
Correct.
having a big bad disaster.
Exactly.
You know, that kind of thing. Now, is it dangerous for, I mean, he obviously can smell it, but how do you keep, I mean, you keep everybody safe with a bomb sniffing dog, but is it the safe job for him and for you too, Dan?
Well, it is, and obviously, if we have information that, you know, more than likely there 100% is something there, we're going to use robots or other devices to go in. You know, if he does find something, he obviously, you know, will, and we train to be safe as possible with that. But you know, if we for sure know that something's there, obviously we won't send him in. It'd be, you know, a mechanical device.
Now, has he done this before?
He has.
With
He actually,
another partner?
we actually got him. He did some time in Afghanistan with a private contractor, and then he did a real short time with Gila County Sheriff's Office.
Oh, kidding, so he's like a war dog.
Yeah, per se.
Kind of, I mean.
Yeah, he was with the private sector, but he was over in the Middle East. So.
Wow, fascinating. You've worked with dogs before.
Correct. Yes.
Is this your first bomb sniffing one?
This is the first bomb sniffing dog. Yes, but
it's a
this
little
is
different.
Little different. Yes.
Okay, fascinating. Well, it looks like you two are working fabulously together, and it's wonderful to have you in the community as well.
Thank you.
But so fun to meet such a great dog. Recon is awesome. He's very friendly too. He's not
very friendly.
yes, as well as you are, Mr. Dan Smith.
Thank you.
Thank you, Officer Dan Smith and his dog Recon with the Yavapai Prescott Tribal Police Department. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you.
Great demo, Recon. All right, don't go away. We'll take a break. We'll be right back on Sandy and Friends.